Hello everyone and welcome to Art Chat. I'm Marge Lee and today we're in Turbin chatting with Roger Ruth and friend. Welcome to Art Chat, Roger.
Thank you, Marge.
Tell us about your friend here.
Oh, this guy, huh?
Yeah.
Well, this is number one. This is number one. First one I ever made. It's made from this material here, which is LDL.
LDL means?
And it stands for laminated dimensional lumber.
Okay.
And this is the material they use in construction today rather than natural wood, because the large boards in natural wood are getting scarce and expensive. So this is made, as you can see by the laminations, similar to plywood.
Interesting.
But it's very thick. They'll make it any length that you want and any height that you want. And in a dumpster, we lived in Charleston, South Carolina at that time when I first made one. And I got a piece of this stuff that was pretty big out of a dumpster. I didn't know what to do with it. Now, we were wintering here in Florida also at that time, and in Wild Child Gallery in Matlacha, I saw a gentleman making a fish out of 4 pieces of wood that were dissimilar. So in color and grain, that was his purpose. And the light bulb went off. I got the idea, if I would shape my piece of wood in the shape of a fish and then sand it or form it round, I would get this series of rings.
Striations.
And it worked. This
And here
is
it
the
is.
first one.
This is your first fish, and you're known for these fish. We should say that. People know you for making
well,
these
I've been
wonderful
making them now. This
fish.
one I checked the other day is 2005. So I've been at it for a while. And
well, tell us about the process that you're using now, because now you're using a little bit different process.
Yeah.
So
Well,
let's put this guy down and talk about this wonderful display that you've got set up for us here, and let's walk people through how you make your fish
when we moved
now.
to Florida, I lost my supply of this LDL because they don't use it here in Florida. It's all cinder block and reinforced cement beam construction. And I had to switch to, and I decided, since it's also laminated, I switched to regular plywood. And what I do now is I cut the shape of the fish out. I have patterns. I have 32 patterns.
32.
32 different ones I've already made. And I cut usually 3 or 4 pieces. I cut the
So here's the
main
bottom.
shape. And then there's piece number 2, which will be pretty much the same, but I don't bring the fins all the way out. That's been glued and clamped, and it sets up.
So it just
So
sets
that's-
up, okay.
That is step 2. And then step 2, I go over to the canal. Here at Shell Point, there's a dock they don't use down by the guardhouse, has power on it, and I have grinders, and I shape the fish, and I end up with this. It's very rough. When I lived in South Carolina, that was my big thing.
Oh, was it?
I graduated from the dolphin immediately to turtles, and turtles were popular. And so I started making turtles, and I couldn't make enough of them.
So we're talking about turtles. Let's go to fish now. And you've
And
put a
these
nice
fish,
variety here for us.
These are finished ones. So they also represent step 4, which is the finish, which is I seal it with a Minwax sealer, and then I put 6 coats of polyurethane on them.
Wow. So tell us about the various fish. This is
That's a largemouth bass.
Bass.
That is a freshwater species. This is your snook, one of the 3 legs of the Florida Inshore Grand Slam. This is a redfish.
I think he's a good fish to eat.
They're delicious, and there's a lot of them here.
But that's a gator. We certainly have those.
Yeah.
What's this big guy?
That's a mahi-mahi.
Oh, he's beautiful.
Now, many people also call them dolphin, and they are dolphin, but the other dolphin, that's the mammal. This is the fish dolphin. And this is supposed to be a manatee.
Manatee?
They're hard to capture the shape, but
I think it looks immediately like a manatee. What's the hardest part of this process, Roger?
Like anything like this, the finish.
The finish.
When you get to the finish stage, all that handwork and putting polyurethane on it, sanding it down, and waiting for it to dry, and do it again and again and again. I've been asked how long it takes to make one. It takes about 5 hours. And I've learned to just do them in pairs. And so in 5 hours, I actually get 2, because it would take me just as long to set up, go to the canal, and do all this to do one. So by making 2, I pretty much get 2 in a 5-hour period.
So you're a very efficient creator in that
It
regard.
all came from experience. I've been doing it so long. Probably gotten good at it.
Well, you're excellent at it, but I happen to know this is not the only thing that you have made. Let's talk about a very special object in the house that has nothing to do with fish, but is charming. Let's go look at that now.
Okay.
This is charming.
This is a dollhouse. This is not a kit. I made it from scratch, as they say. Very sentimental value. This material in here is cherry, and that's from our property. We had a wooded property in Pennsylvania. The darker trim is walnut from our property, Pennsylvania. I had 10 acres of wooded ground, so we had lots of trees, and the winter would bring them down, and we'd save everything that was useful.
Well, thank you for showing us the house. Thank you for welcoming us into your home. I want to show one more thing, because you've been a star today, and this is one of your most popular items as well.
Is.
So.
And my wife was the one that said, you got to make a starfish. And I made it, and they've been the most popular thing ever since. So I give her the credit.
Well, Roger, Ruth, thank you for being our star today. And thanks to all of you for joining us on Art Chat. We'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.